Hi friends, today I'm back with another video. I've been away for quite some time and there were so many reasons, but I thought maybe it's a good idea to talk about motivation and art, and especially if you're ADHD, how you keep up with your routine. So let's paint something and meanwhile I will talk to you. Grab your stuff. Of course, for art it's very important that you keep your constant. So, drawing every day or 3 days a week, or kind of having a plan and a routine and stick to it. But as a person with ADHD, I cannot really stick to any routine, and that's quite challenging for me. And what I do, that I hope also works for you, is that whenever I see that this is not working, I really stop and I take a break. And that's exactly what I did. I think I didn't even upload a video for a month. I did not paint or draw as much because I really wanted to get back my what's what you can call motivation. Although I strongly believe motivation is garbage and you should just do it. But sometimes, life gets in the way, and life really does sometimes get in the way, especially if you're in a different industry and you have a full time job and this is your hobby on the side. I think it's going to be very difficult to keep the routine. So I do take my break. I give myself enough time. I take my break and really distance myself from everything and then try to get it back again. But of course, when you take the break, it's also a little bit difficult to get back to that routine. So I need some kind of a push, and I think probably you do too. And you kind of have to realize what your push is. This is how it works for me. So I go back to watching my some courses that I had. So I go back, watch those artists teach the course again. Maybe I've done the course, or maybe it's halfway in the middle. I will definitely continue that course, or I will start again. And seeing those artists paint and teaching you paint, it's kind of for me inspiring. It helps me a lot to feel the connection and feel that, oh, I need really to do the exercise. It kind of encourages me to go back to it again. And I also take it really step by step. So I go back to do one of the exercises and maybe watch the whole training all over again. So I use courses from Domestika, and they are really great because then you can buy them and you keep them and you can watch whenever you want. Another thing that I really like to do is to go to the library. And the reason for that is, of course, you can buy so many art books. First of all, they're very expensive. Second, I think libraries has a great atmosphere and also a great collection of artists and art books. So you can really go back and see which era you really like the art from. Take a look at those books, just go through them, look at the art, get to know the artists, write down which artists you really like, write down which work of art you really like, and go back to it later on and try to paint it yourself, basically studying the masters. But of course that also takes quite some time, and that's the next thing. If you don't know what to draw, go to your selection of artists and art pieces that you really liked and go and paint them. There's nothing wrong with that. That actually helps you to grow. There are a lot of benefits to study the masters. But even if you don't really want to study, just go back to the piece of art that you really like and draw them. I'm sure you will get some of your motivation back. Painting in nature. I think I've talked about it before. I do really enjoy that. I think that's one of the most inspiring things. It helps you to look at things differently. It really helps you to analyze shapes and forms and shadows and everything, movement especially. And I think that's really, really helpful. But if you live in a place kind of like the Netherlands, it's going to be very, very challenging. Honestly, the weather is never good. It's either cold or raining. So it's very difficult to actually find a day that I can go out and paint. So then I actually try to do the other things, look through the art books, go to the library, check out the videos, take a look at fun animations that you really like, pause or have some of the screenshots and paint them. And all of these combined can really give you a motivation. You know, go to art museums. I think art museums is one of the greatest places that you can get very inspired. Take your pen and pencil. It's also indoors, so no cold winds. And you can start just sketching some material. If you can or manage to find a group of people that give art lessons, or maybe you can join one of the lessons. If you have the possibility, maybe do that. That also, I think, being in a community, especially if you have ADHD, I think that's one of the biggest things that I really need to have this push from other people to do stuff, which is really crazy, but my brain works different. So I have to try to adapt to it as much as I can. Although I still haven't managed to find that community, but there are places like Meetup, especially if you're expat. Those places you can definitely find these communities, and I think there is one that they go out and do urban sketching. I haven't joined myself yet, but you can definitely find so many of these places. So it's fine, it's fine. We're human. We can take breaks. I think what I've learned so far is nothing beats mental health. And if your mental health needs you to take a break from whatever you are doing, just do it. I do not value anything more than my mental health. And if that has to be that I have fewer views, or I have a drop in a channel or something, especially when I'm in the beginning, which could be very important, I still will do that. I have a full-time job. So for me, maybe this channel is not as essential as maybe for someone else, but I do it as a fun thing that I really enjoy making. So if at a certain moment this doesn't make sense for me anymore, I think I'm not going to do it. So no matter what, I always value mental health over everything. And during the time that life gets a little crazy, I work in a biotech company. I went through a reorganization. I had to change jobs. And then when I found a job, I had to close down everything and take a break a little bit and cool off. And now I'm going on holidays. So I think life will get better, but there are always those hectic moments in our lives. And when you have kids, I think things go even more crazy. I'm not there yet, but let's see how it goes. So, happy painting. Take breaks when you need it, and don't overthink it. Also, let me know in the comments what motivates you. What do you do to get your motivation back and to enjoy art again?